and according to multiple reports. The two golfers have agreed to be captains for the 2019 matches in Melbourne. They are expected to be introduced as captains Tuesday at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Now to the highlight everybody is talking about this morning. Tiger giving golf and sports fans a moment they had been waiting for. Fourth round at the Valspar Championship. Woods 2 shots back with 2 holes to go on the 17th hole. With a birdie putt from 43 feet inches, Tiger rolls it in. He walks off the green with a smile on his face. Now, he needed a birdie on 18 to force a playoff. Tiger hitting his second from 185. Leaves it right in the middle of the green. The crowd is cheering him on as he makes his way to the 18th green. But Tiger still has a putt to make. From just inside 38 feet 11 inches, gives it a good roll, but it doesn't get the hole. Tiger shot a final round of 70. Finished tied for second place at 9 under par. Paul Casey wins this one with a score of 10 under. Now let's get it back to First Take.
Tiger only 1 shot from tying it up and forcing a playoff. Stephen A. Smith, is he back to being elite after a second-place finish?
Well, is he back to being elite? Can I get more than 1 tournament, please? Can I get more than 1 tournament? I mean, what did he finish, like 23rd at Torrey Pines in January? He didn't make the cut at Riviera. I mean, can we pump the brakes just a touch? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm rooting for Tiger Woods. He's the #1 reason, practically the only reason I'm interested in watching golf. When he's doing his thing, I'm a supporter. I wish nothing but the best for him. I think whatever it takes to get his mojo back, damn it, let him do it. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Don't get fired.
Having said all, I'm not getting fired. I'm just freedom of speech. I can sit there and say, do what he got to do. All right, here's the deal. Look strong off the tee. Short game was nice. Putt game was solid. Finishing second. I can't knock what I saw. I was very, very impressed. And when you consider the fact it's a little chilly out there, spinal fusion surgery, we didn't expect only 14 competitive rounds when he played before this tournament. I got to give credit where credit is due. He has shocked me. He has looked better than I thought he would look. Plus, I'm not seeing any twitch, any kind of pain whatsoever, discomfort. I watched him a little bit, and I was like, my man, he looks pretty good. If he could continue that, maybe. But I got to give more than 1 tournament before I'm willing to go there.
Well, as I often say on this show, welcome to the party, Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
You'll be joining me with the Rockets, I guess, in the playoffs at some point.
Sure.
Tiger Woods, I told you, look, the whole thing with Tiger is, first of all, the answer is yes. He can be, but he'll never be Tiger Woods again.
Yeah.
Meaning there's such a distance between him and the next best guy. I mean, there was such a distance between him and everyone else. Phil Mickelson couldn't get it together when he needed it the most just because psychologically he knew Tiger was there, it seemed, right? It says something about golf as a sport and the kind of emotional strength of these guys compared to, you know, like boxers, for example. But anyway, that's a story for another day, as Stephen A. Smith would say. Tiger Woods was the most dominant guy ever in his prime, right, including Nicklaus and everyone. That's never coming back. But, Stephen A., would you say elite is top 10? I mean, certainly top 20, I think he'll be. Top 10 in the world, I think that's totally possible. Physically, in your 40s, you're not what you were in your 20s. But the whole thing with Tiger is he had a bad back. He couldn't swing the club. You ever had slip discs? I couldn't walk from here to there with slip discs. I've had them. Let alone swing a golf club. That's a violent motion. If his back is okay, then he's physically okay enough to play as well as he can in his 40s. And we know 40-year-old golfers, Jack Nicklaus won his 18th as a 46-year-old?
Yeah, I feel like in golf at the age doesn't matter.
He can win another major, and he could be a top 10 golfer again. That's elite.
A couple of points I'd like to explain to you. Number one is top 10 great, not for Tiger. It's unacceptable for Tiger. As far as I'm concerned, if you ain't top 3, you ain't Tiger. That's the way I look at it. Now, that's a standard he's created. That's a standard I'm holding him to. That's just me, right? The other part that's just me. And this part is very, very important. And don't worry about it. I ain't going to say the wrong thing. There's a whole bit. But this is dead serious. And I appreciate it, but I don't need the protection. I mean, I feel what I feel. Here's the deal. I'm not advocating that the man engage in any kind of behavior whatsoever. What I'm saying to you, Max, is that his behavior and the detrimental effect that it had on its game preceded the injuries. That's what everybody's ignoring about all of this. I'm not saying that he was always 100% healthy. He was doing the Navy SEALs training or whatever the hell he was doing. I understand that. But if you recall, when the incident happened, and ultimately he was all over the news and exposed for being this flaming hypocrite, what happened is that he went out there and overcompensated because he couldn't take sitting at home and leaving the residue of his transgressions for everybody to lean on and focus on. So he went out there and played despite health debilitating and deteriorating, making himself worse. So what I'm saying is, that's what I mean when I say get your mojo back.
Back it up, though, even beyond that. Before the physical problems, before the issues where his behavior was seen to be hypocritical given his endorsement image, or public image at least, he switched to Nike equipment. Remember that? And his game took a dip. You know, that we're going way back.
Coaches and all
and by the way, just the Tiger Woods effect, because so many athletes now, they had golf clubs put in their hands because of Tiger Woods. Now he's facing a much better field than there's ever been. In shape, young, great golfer. There are many reasons that he's not what he once was, including age. I'm not saying he'll ever be Tiger Woods again, and you're right, his standard is different. But as a 40-year-old, in his 40s, if he could be a top 10 golfer, that's an elite golfer.
But what I'm saying to you is that I'm not going to rule out the possibility. Even though I don't think it will happen, I'm not going to completely close the door on it, because here's what I like about the greatest thing I like about what I saw watching him this weekend? I love the fact that he don't have a coach. I love the fact that he's trusting himself. You understand? In other words, Tiger's like, this is me. I don't give a damn about the field.
He needs that.
Here I come. And that is something that I have not seen from him since that incident in question back 10 years ago. That is the problem.
All that stuff, what I'm saying is that all that stuff is marginal. Maybe that brings him from a top 20 guy, if he can stay healthy, to top 10. But I think what's being overlooked is he wasn't making cuts because he couldn't swing the club. His back was jacked up. If he's pain-free, or relatively pain-free, he can be a world-class golfer.
If you recall, there were times where he looked, even though he won some tournaments, not the majors, but he won some tournaments in that time frame. There were times he looked like straight garbage because psychologically he was out of it even before the injuries really took fold. And that's what I'm talking about. Before you talk about his game on a continuous basis, what I like most is I see a guy that's going out there playing, and more importantly, the world, he feels the support of the world, because the world has suffered without him being who we've known him to be. He knows that. Everyone knows that. And so they're asking him about golf, not the other stuff. This is where his comfort zone lies. And as a result, I think he'll flourish because of it.
Bring up a lot of very good points in that conversation. When we come back.
I believe I do it all the time.
I brought him around. He's going to be elite.
Yes, after he joined your party, he brought up good points.
Join the party.
The Warriors lose their second straight without their superstar point guard. Don't miss what Kevin Durant said about Steph Curry. That is Stephen A. All sorts of fired up. Plus, you don't want to miss his final take on Odell Beckham Jr. Find out why the Giant star's biggest problem is himself again.
Think about this for a second.
I'm going to give the ultimate.